everyone, and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Jeff Terrell and Sean Hubert. We're in the booth here, the Out of the Allen Insurance broadcast booth at Frontier Regional in South Deerfield. Turkey Day football, a double dip for you. A game tonight, a game tomorrow morning. First, it's the Frontier Redhawks hosting the Mohawk Warriors. So Jeff and Sean here in the booth. Dave Reno, our studio producer. All right, Hubie, we're down to two final games in the 2017 season. Two games of arch rivals. We begin tonight, Frontier and Mohawk.
Well, you know, it's been nice over the last 7 years. The Mohawk Warriors have actually won 3 out of the last 7 matchups in this rivalry. And, of course, we go back to 2010, and that was the end of the 22-year drought, going back to 1998, the last time the Mohawk Warriors had beat the Frontier Redhawks. So this had been a pretty competitive series over the last 7 games. Tonight's not going to be Mohawk's night. I mean, this is just a Frontier team that is absolutely loaded. Mohawk has had a nice season. They actually started 2-1. At one point, they were 3-3. They've worked hard. They've done a nice job. Obviously, overall record this season for them, 3-7. We know what the Redhawks have done this season. We know the record, 8-2, the playoffs, all the yards. We'll talk about all those things throughout this game. Unless now the Redhawks are leaving the field now, and when they come back in and they put up one of those big banners, so you know, unless Worthley trips and Landry steps on him and Dobis and they all can't play football, that's pretty much the only way Mohawk's going to win this one.
Yeah, Frontier definitely has the upper hand here tonight. We'll see how it actually plays out on the field, but everybody's expecting a comfortable, if not a downright lopsided, Frontier victory. Great year for Coach Don Gordon and his kids. Great offensive numbers. 8-2, you mentioned the record. Only 2 hiccups, an overtime loss earlier in the season at Greenfield. And then, of course, they lost their playoff game against a very powerful Wacona team. They hung with the Warriors for a while, but it was just too much Wacona Saturday down in Holyoke. So now they're back for the seniors. One more game, one more time to take out their arch rivals, and they look pretty good to do that.
Well, and again, I can't remember the last time. You know, the only thing really that you could hope for or think if Mohawk was really going to be able to have a chance in this one would be Frontier to have a little letdown. You know, into the season, they get through the playoffs, they just get beat. I don't remember the last time I saw a Frontier team have a letdown. You know, do you? I can't remember a big game where we expected Frontier to come in and play well that they didn't play well.
Right.
So to expect that to happen here today, I just haven't seen that in a long time either.
When you get to Turkey Day, however, particularly if you're the team that's the heavy underdog, you're in a position where we've seen historically some crazy things happen. A new offensive formation, a lineman becomes a fullback, and you can't game plan for that if you're a defense until the game's already underway. We've seen some pretty crazy things happen on Thanksgiving Day, or in this case, Thanksgiving Eve. Having said that, still, you have to take, you have to like Frontier's chances getting the W here tonight.
And again, we've seen a lot of big upsets this season. This really was a different season for us, where early on that Turner's beating Athol, how huge was that as an upset? It really was. And then Greenfield beating Frontier, and that was early in the season. So, oh boy, here that goes. And so we've had some pretty big upsets. This would be the biggest upset of the season if Mohawk were to win this football game. This would probably be one of the biggest upsets we've seen in a long, long time. Again, things can go right for these fellas. They've got some athletes on the field. Jordan Grenier is going to start with 955 yards going into tonight, so 45 yards away from 1,000 for that young man. And, you know, we're talking about all the rest of these guys. They don't throw the ball a lot. They didn't throw it a lot during the regular season, just 28 pass attempts. Right. You complete 9. This is both quarterbacks throughout the season, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So just not a throwing offense. Maybe tonight they come out and throw the ball a lot and see if they can burn. Frontier's been beaten downfield. We know that. So obviously Coach McLeod knows that. Maybe we see Mohawk throw the ball 25 times tonight.
Absolutely. Good point there, Sean. A great year for Frontier. Defensively, though, not their best effort. We'll see if Mohawk can use that to their advantage and get in the end zone here tonight. If they get a lead, things could get interesting. But on the other hand, Frontier should have a little trouble finding the end zone. That's what they do.
Again, we looked up and down the schedule. We looked at the scores and just some of the numbers here. Aaron Landry, again, 132 yards, 1,259 yards, 17 touchdowns. Stephen Wordley, 124 yards, carries, 160 carries now on the season, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns for him. And then you throw in Josh Dobis, who's got 400 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So, again, you've got 3 guys that can come out of the backfield on any given play
and
score.
And quarterback Matt Hildreth, I mean, he's had a solid season. He hasn't had to throw the ball a lot, but he's been effective. He's put up some numbers.
These are very, very solid numbers. Again, 28 of 61, 466 yards. Not a lot of yards, but again, they don't throw the ball an awful lot. 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, good ratio there, and 248 yards rushing. Not known as a rushing threat, but he's the guy that'll take a broken play, and they do have a couple of keepers that they'll call for him to try to spring him to the outside. So he'll run a couple times tonight, but he's sneaky fast out of that quarterback position.
Oh, he is. He absolutely has a case of the quicks, and it's tough. I mean, you're a defensive coordinator. You're gearing up to stop Worthley. You're gearing up to stop Landry. Dobitz has to be accounted for, and then, there goes Matt Hildreth on a bootleg around end with that kind of speed. And basically, you throw your hands up and you just think, how do you stop these guys? Most teams have not been able to stop them consistently.
And again, it's going to come down to tackling. You've got to tackle. We know very seldom do we see Frontier backs get caught behind the line of scrimmage. Very seldom. So, again, if Mohawk can keep them from the 6 yards on first down, the 7-yard run on first down, keep them in third down, where they need to get 5 or 6 yards, give themselves an opportunity to make a play on defense. And obviously the mistakes and the penalties. The team that turns it over, Frontier has a little more leeway here, obviously, but Mohawk, very little room to make a lot of bad penalties and or turnovers.
All right, can the Warriors spring the upset? We're going to begin to get our answer in less than 10 minutes. We are getting that close to kickoff here. Countdown to Kickoff pregame show here, live from the Albert B. Allen Insurance broadcast booth at Frontier Regional. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, get you set for the opening kickoff. Frontier hosting arch rival Mohawk. It's next on Bear Country 95.3.
Never forget.
Here come the Red Hawks. Captains will now meet at midfield. For Mohawk, number 34, Caleb Fitzgerald. Number 50, Brady McLeod. Number 52, Jonathan Schutze. Number 75, Andrew Hicks. For the Red Hawks, we have number 29, Stephen Wordley. Number 7, Matt Hildreth. Number 28, Aaron Landry. And number 79, Matt Carlson.
Coin toss. And
Frontier has won the toss.
Frontier is going to take it.
And they will receive.
And they will receive on the south end of the field.
At the conclusion of the game, trophy will be presented to the captains of the winning team. The most valuable player for Mohawk, the Mike African Award, which is sponsored by the Shelton Falls Eagles, and the Tim Dash Memorial Award for the Red Hawk MVP, sponsored by the South Deerfield Polish Club. Those presentations will be made at the conclusion of the game. Concession stands open. Frontier football parents selling 50-50 tickets. Frontier souvenir stand all open.
All right, we are back here at the Albert B. Allen Insurance broadcast booth at Frontier Regionals. We get set for the opening kickoff, Frontier and Mohawk. And now here's public address announcer Dave Blanchett.
Please rise, move their hats as the Frontier Regional Band honors America by playing our national anthem. Tonight's game is being broadcast by Bear Country Radio. Jeff Terrell and Sean Hubert thank them for their many years of support for high school athletics in Franklin County.
And you're welcome. Yes.
Dave Blanchett, absolutely.
Dave Blanchett. Nice to get, yeah, he always notes when we're here, right?
He's very kind. And
yes.
Yeah, always, I'll tell you, there's not anywhere we go that there aren't folks that we look forward to running into, and certainly Dave Blanchett's one of those guys.
Frontier won the opening coin toss. They will be receiving on the south end of the field, so Mohawk will be kicking off to begin the game. And item one for Mohawk, their very narrow path to victory is hold on this first offensive series. Falling behind early, obviously, will not help their cause for the upset. And for Frontier, yeah, take this opening drive, take it into the end zone, get the early lead, and don't even give Mohawk an opportunity to even think about the upset.
Well, Aaron Landry hasn't run for over 100 yards from scrimmage in the last 4 games, but he can return a kick, I'll tell you that. He's lined up to the right.
Jamison Daly Picor has it teed up on the 40-yard line, set to boot it away to the deep men of Frontier. They're going to be receiving at the south end of the field off to our left. Onside kick, nicely done by the Frontier up man as he jumped right on it and was able to take it at the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there.
Well, again, not a terrible idea. Frontier, we've seen them return some kicks and punts. Aaron Landry has been very successful on special teams this year, and go for the onside kick, try to get the ball right away. Frontier can cover some ground quickly, so I'm not sure but giving up these yards here is going to hurt them right away, but we'll see what the defense can do on this offensive series for the Red Hawks.
Sam Hebert, the sophomore, jumped on it, so short field and back to pass on first down, throwing deep in the middle, intercepted, he overthrew.
Intercepted by number 3, Brian Allen.
And Brian Allen comes up with the pick as they overthrow Cole Price, the tight end. So the early turnover, you mentioned it, Sean, during the pregame, it would be a big factor in the early advantage now to Mohawk.
Well, you know, we speculated maybe Mohawk will come out and throw a lot. We know Hildreth doesn't throw an awful lot either throughout the season. We talked about his numbers at the top of the show, and Frontier decided to come out. They're going to be all geared up to stop the run. We'll throw it right over him, and inside linebacker saw it the whole way, and he just cut it and First down Mohawk here after the turnover at their own 40-yard line.
Really surprised at that play call. You've had all that success on the ground, and they try to change up. Back to pass. And a heavy sack. Strip sack. Ball is loose. Looks like Frontier has it. They do. A strip sack on the quarterback. Unable to get it back was the quarterback, and it's going to go right back to the Red Hawks in Frontier territory, in Mohawk territory.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, was it Trueswell that came up with the ball?
I believe so,
yeah,
yes.
Nice job there. Again, it was we thought Mohawk might come out throwing. They did, but the quarterback, Ryan Walker, 5'5", 140 pounds, just got swallowed up. The ball came out, and it was Trueswell right there to scoop it up. So exchange of turnovers back-to-back.
33-yard line, 1st and 10. Aaron Landry on the left side to the outside, cuts it back in. Left sideline, 1st down and more. He may be gone. He is going to go down the sideline into the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0 Red Hawks, 33-yard touchdown run.
It's just fun. I mean, look at Mohawk. You know, they got their chance, right? I mean, you got the ball on an interception, first play from scrimmage, and they just got swallowed up. They turn it over, and the Red Hawks, as we said, Aaron Landry hadn't run for 100 yards in 4 games. Got a good start here tonight, 30 yards, 1 carry, 6-0 Red Hawks.
This game is just a precious few ticks in. And the kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 10:38 to play here in the first quarter on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. It's Frontier 7, Mohawk 0.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
A one-play drive, and they lead by a score of 7-0. Hildreth set the kick. This is our next to last football game of the year, the last local football game of the year. Tomorrow morning, Turners Falls High School, Turners Greenfield. Already, I've been looking forward to that one since those teams finished their game at Vetsfield back in September.
Well, I'll be honest, we've been looking forward to that one since the schedule came out. But, yeah, now we're real close. Tomorrow morning, that's going to be a great game. It really is.
End over end kick, and it's going to be taken at around the 30-yard line, but downfield coverage by Frontier was fantastic. They wrap up the kick returner immediately. No return. It'll be 1st and 10 Warriors. Sean Davenport was down there.
Actually ended up just taking a knee because the pressure was there, but a nice job by him to backpedal, keep his eye on the ball, and haul that thing in. So Mohawk not with bad starting field position, their own 32, but we've had 3 plays in this game, 2 turnovers and a touchdown.
1st and 10 Mohawk again. Walker got a strip sack and turned it over. And the pitch. And over the left side, a nice gain. That's Jordan Grenier, number 32. As he brings it out close to the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 39. It'll be 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, what did we say? Grenier came into this one with, let's take a look, I think it was 955 yards.
Well, Hubie, they're going no huddle here.
Wow,
So
all right.
that's going to be their little wrinkle that they've added. They don't usually do this. It's Honoski, who went to leap over a tackler. That did not work. Tripped up in the backfield. A loss of 1. 3rd down coming up.
We're going to try to go quick here, keep Frontier on their heels. Now they're going to huddle up. So good 1st down play. Nice run by Grenier. And, yeah, absolutely. He came into this game with 955 yards, Jordan Grenier. So he's looking for 45 yards to get his name on that banner in the gym, 1,000-yard rusher.
Ball is right around the 39-yard line. 3rd down and 4. They need to get to the 43 to keep the drive going. Then double wing formation. Honoski comes. He will take it on the right side, and he's close to 1st down yardage. No, he got tripped up. It's going to be 4th down and about 2. He nearly got there, but then the knee went down.
Looked like he was going to get there, but, yeah, nice tackle there by Worthy. And he's going to come up a couple yards short, so most likely Mohawk will punt. Actually, we just mentioned Grenier going after his 1,000 yards tonight. There are 3 1,000-yard rushers in the backfield for Frontier. 2 of them from this year, Worthley and Landry. Landry from last year, and Bryce Dobis up at Pioneer last year as well.
And they are going to go at least on 4th down, but it could be a quick kick. It is.
Nice
and
job.
It's going to go back to Hildreth, who retreats and rolls away from him inside the 10.
That's a great job.
Picks up inside the 5, heads downfield on the right side, looks to turn the corner, and he's not going to do it. He's going to get driven down at around the 15-yard line. A great punt and great downfield coverage by Mohawk.
Like the quick kick. Again, you've only got the one guy back. That was Hildreth. Everybody else was up because of the fact it looked like they were going to run a play. So ball came out nice. It was high. It was over Hildreth's head and then all the way down inside the 5. And when he chose to pick it up, you could see the coverage was there. So nice punt there. Nice coverage for the Warriors. And now down by 7. This is where they need to establish themselves as being able to stop this offense even a little bit on this drive.
They're on their own 14-yard line, moving left to right here in the first quarter. They lead 7-0 with 8:51. They go shotgun now. And the handoff up to middle. We'll see who that ball carrier was.
And
Worthley, I believe.
29 Worthley, yep. And just a short gain, maybe 1 up to the 15. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, so 2 carries so far. 1 by Landry, the 30-yard touchdown run, and a 1-yard tote by Stephen Worthley on 1st down. 2nd and 9 here for the Hawks.
And they go back to their usual formation.
Oh, we got caught in the backfield.
Yeah, great job by Mohawk wrapping up the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage. That was Landry for a loss, so his yard per carry average now goes the other way.
Yeah, a little bit. He's going to lose about 5 on that one, so 2 carries, 25 yards now. He gets to keep the touchdown, but
we don't see that. We don't see that too often.
No, well, we were just saying, top of the show, these guys don't get caught in the backfield very often, and right there, that was a big loss, big play, and now this is a huge play for Mohawk early in this football game.
Corbin Blight comes in at fullback, and he will replace Bryce Dobis on 3rd down and 13. Ball now back close to the 10-yard line. Hildreth under center. Going to give it on a sweep. Nothing doing. Mohawk driving him back. Worthley had absolutely nowhere to go. And he's going to get dropped for another loss. 4th down and line. What a great defensive series by Mohawk.
Well, that's some inspired defense right there. Yeah, I mean, again, a minute ago, the Redhawks had 30 yards total offense. Now they've got 25, so they lost 5 yards on 3 plays, and now they're going to have to punt from their own end zone. Always dicey theirs. And the Warriors will certainly end up with pretty good starting field position.
Allen back to get the punt. Snap goes back. They get away a line drive kick from the 42. Allen takes it on the right hash mark, finds a seam, right sideline, and he takes off on the right side. He could be gone. Touchdown!
Wow.
40-yard punt return for the touchdown. Wow. It's 7-6.
There you go, Warriors again. They had to have a big play. They had to have a stop early. They got both of those things after giving up the 1-play drive to Landry. So the Mohawk Warriors down 7-6 now. We've played a whole football game in like 5 minutes, haven't we? We've seen everything already.
We really have.
And it's 7-6. Warriors see if they go for 2 here, which I think they've done all season long. I don't know if they kicked it all.
Yeah, no, they're going to go for 2 and to take the lead here. The upstart Warriors. Few people outside their locker room gave them a chance. Left side carry, did he get in? No. They ran the counter play, and the ball carrier kept out of the end zone. We'll take another timeout here. 6:54 to play here in the first quarter. And on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard, it's Frontier 7, Mohawk 6.
Hi, Aaron Landry, captain, number 28, running back, defensive back.
Cole Price, number 15, tight end, defensive end.
Bryce Dobis, number 24, running back and linebacker.
Stephen Worthley, captain, number 29, running back, linebacker.
Joe Hildreth, 63, offensive line, defensive line.
Matt Carlson, captain, number 79, offensive line, defensive line.
Brandon Truswell, number 70, offensive line, defensive line.
Sean, Dave Reno in our Greenfield studios. Well, if Mohawk is playing with house money, they're laying some pretty decent cards right now, Sean.
Again, this has been as exciting a start to a football game as you could possibly want to see. A couple of turnovers, a couple of touchdowns, a 1-point game, and again, nobody outside that Mohawk locker room believed they were going to win this football game. 7-6 right now.
Short end over end kick. And it's taken at the 30-yard line. Just a short return. As McMillan brought it, actually outside the 40-yard line, or at least close to the 40. So decent field position now for Frontier. They had a one-play drive for a touchdown, and then they had a miserable series of downs last time.
That was actually kind of shocking, really, those 3 straight plays where the Frontier Redhawks twice they couldn't get out of the backfield, and the Mohawk Warriors knocked them back 5 yards on the drive. It was 4th and 15 when they punted.
Ball 38-yard line, first down and 10. And this is going to be Stephen Wardley.
Stephen Wardley on the carry.
Nice gain for Steve as he brings it for a gain of about 9 across the 45. It'll be second down.
Well, Wardley took a pretty good hit at the end of that play.
It'll be first down, actually. He got 10.
Give him the 10. All right, that was a good run. And, again, he took a good shot at the end. The Warriors are here to tackle.
48-yard line of Frontier. First down and 10. They're moving left to right here in the first. Leading by 1. It's Wordley again. On the right side. Squirts through like a bar of soap into Mohawk territory inside the 45.
And this is what Frontier really does best. This is what they've done well all season long, and that's just retain possession of the football, run the double wing inside, and again, with Landry Worthy going every other way, Dobis has done a nice job blocking in a lot of these games. Not as many yards as the aforementioned backs, but he's a big part of that offense back there now, too.
Second down and short. Handoff out the middle. We'll go for the first down and more. This is Bryce Dobis. His first carry brings it down to the 32, and another fresh set of downs.
Yeah, again, Dobis started strong, had a big first game of the season, and then he got nicked up, and they worked him back in. Like you said, more of a blocking back. Right now, he's got 400 yards on the season. He does have the 10 touchdowns on the season as well. He had 10 carries for 38 yards last week against Wacona.
5:30 to play here in the first quarter. 7-6 Frontier. They have the ball first and 10 from the 32 of Mohawk. Hildreth brings him up, looks over the D, calling the signals. Gives it to Landry on the left side. This is the play that went for the touchdown. Not this time, though. The Warriors are able to stretch it out, and they hold him for either no gain or maybe a gain of 1.
And that was really all Landry at the end of the play. Looked as though he was going to lose a couple yards. Yeah, they'll give him a gain of 1 on that. 3 carries, 26 yards for Aaron Landry. Again, he had the one 30-yard carry right off the bat for the touchdown. So last 2 carries, he's netted a negative 4 yards.
Second down and 9. 31-yard line of Mohawk. The ball's on the left side hash mark, the far hash, as we view it here. Landry on the right side, Wordley on the left. He will come in motion. They'll fake it to him. Play action. Hildreth, the pass overthrows the intended receiver coming out of the backfield. That was Aaron Landry. It'll be third down and long.
Jay Butinsky did a nice job summing this up in the paper today about the backfield for the Red Hawks. 4 games this season, they had a 200-yard rusher. And in 2 of those 4 games, they also had a 100-yard rusher.
Yeah, that's just, wow, that's just crazy.
Landry, Worthley, each over 100 yards, 5 times on the season, Dobis once. So that's a lot of production. When you get a couple 100 yards and another 100 yards out of another back, 300 on the ground is phenomenal football.
Third down and 9. Hildreth. And the inside give. And that's going to go for a nice gain to, was that Wordley? Yep, that was Steve. And won't get the first down, but close enough to go for it on 4th here. It'll be 4th down and about 2.
Yeah, we'll call it 26 yards now for Steve on 5 carries.
Well, you talked about those 2 guys, 200-yard rusher and the 100-yard rusher. And, of course, as you know, Sean, earlier in the year, Athol Turners falls with 3 100-yard rushers that night.
That was amazing.
4th down and 2 for the Redhawks, leading by 1. And the inside give, and Dobis will move the sticks. He has the first down right near the 20-yard line. Well, yeah, a little bit of a delayed call by the official, but it is a first down.
Yeah, and in that game, again, that really was a shocker. The Red Raiders were supposed to be one of the top teams. They were supposed to vie for the league title along with these Red Hawks, and possibly the East Hampton Eagles were really the top 3. And Athol really stumbled out the gate. Turners Falls, second game of the season. Again, that was a big upset at the time.
First down and 10. Right near the 20-yard line. On the right side, it's Steve Wordley. Finds a seam. There he goes. Little spin move. He's down to the 5. Still going. Stretches towards the goal line. He is stopped at the 1 yard
give it
line.
to him. Come on, man. Just inside the pylon. It looked as though he reached out. He might have got there, but
yeah, I think the knee,
it was
may
close.
have been down. Yeah,
19 yards, and I bet you they
run.
feed Worley this one, though.
Yeah, 1 yard to go to get in the end zone here.
Yeah, they gave him that. He gave him that, so I'd say this one's Worley's. Let's see, Landry came in with 17. Oh, Worley's got 16, so yeah, he's got to tie him up here with another touchdown.
Hildreth will give to Dobus, who dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Bryce Dobus.
That was my other choice.
Has the touchdown. And the Red Hawks now lead 13-6 with the PAT coming up.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Again, could have chose any one of those guys, and Hildreth probably could have tucked it under and just rode his center into the end zone from there as well. So had a lot of choices. Landry, 3 carries, 26 yards. Worley, 6 carries, 45 yards. Dobus, 3 carries, 18 yards, and he's into the end zone. 13-6 now, Red Hawks.
Hildreth kicking out of the hold of Wordley, and that kick is up, and that kick is good as well. Timeout on the field, 3:08 to play here first quarter. On the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard, it's now Frontier 14 and Mohawk 6.
And Hildreth to kick off for the Red Hawks.
Frontier Regional, it's now Mohawk trailing by 8, 14-6. Landry a touchdown run, and a touchdown run for Bryce Dobus. And a punt return for a touchdown
the Warriors.
For the Mohawk Warriors, accounting for their points. And Frontier set to kick now. Hildreth to do the honors from the 40. High end over end kick, taken at the 20. On the left side. Out across the 30, across the 35. And then running into a wall. And let's see, who is that?
18.
Yeah, that's Honoski. So Seth is able to get it across the 35. It'll be first down and 10 for the Warriors from the 37-yard line. They trail now by 8.
Yeah, again, in case you can't see what we're seeing, in most cases you can't because we're on the radio, the Mohawk Warriors have got the white jerseys with the blue sleeves and the blue pants, but they got the yellow numbers, and when you look at the back of a yellow number on a white jersey, it's kind of tough to identify, so we'll do our best for you.
Walker under center. Here's Jordan Grenier. Finds a seam. Nice run by Grenier. He's got a nice 9, close to 10 yards. Very close to that first down across the 45. And let's see if they're going to give it to him. Short. He's short by about a yard.
How many times do you see a guy that's 5'6", 145 dragging 3 guys with him for a couple yards? And that's what Grenier did at the end of that run.
Second down. Grenier comes in motion again. It's Jordan again. And he has the first down close to the midfield stripe. He is stopped at the 48. And it'll be a first and 10 for the guys in the blue and gold.
So after the first play of the game, Ryan Walker had dropped back to pass. He got sacked, he got strip sacked, and Brandon Truswell was in the end zone. And they've not attempted a pass since. 5 runs, 3 by Grenier, 2 by Hynoski. 20 yards total on the ground for those two fellas so far.
From the 48 of Mohawk, first down and 10 for the Warriors, moving left to right. Walker under center. And the give is to Honoski after Walker fell down to make the move, but a nice run by Honoski, and he's close to first down yardage here inside of Frontier territory.
You really have to credit Ryan Walker. You could see as he was coming out from under center that he just slipped. His body was all contorted. He was actually falling down as he made the handoff. Really nice job concentrating on getting the football to the back. That could have been a disaster. Instead, it turns into a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, we did get a decent amount of rainfall earlier today, and it's November, so this field's kind of chewed up between the hash marks. There's a lot of mud out there right now. Power I formation, and that is going to be Walker made the handoff. Who was the I back there?
That was Hynoski.
Good for a
18?
Mohawk first down.
Actually, I think they used Brian Allen there as the power I, number 3. I think that was 3, the guy who scored the touchdown a while back.
All right.
But it is a first down at the 40-yard line. Now they go back to their usual formation. First down and 10. Wojnowski comes in motion, but the inside give goes to the fullback, breaks free, and he's got close to first down yardage down at the 30-yard line. In fact, they are going to move the sticks.
Who had that carry there?
Evan Shippey.
That was Shippey, okay.
Evan Shippey, the fullback.
We're going to see a host of ball carriers. We knew about Grenier and Wojnowski. We'll see Lococo, we'll see Hobbs, we'll see London Summers at some point as well, and that was the first carry there for Evan Shippey. Give him 10 yards on his first carry.
First down and 10 for Mohawk. On the drive inside the 30-yard line. Wojnowski comes in motion. Flag is down. This one's going to go against the Warriors. As taking it on a quarterback keeper. And Walker got popped on the left side after a short game, but I think we're going to see a procedure call against the Warriors.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Most likely when that flag is thrown in that situation. And we'll see if Frontier decides to take the penalty or decline. It looks like the play might have gone just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, illegal motion.
So they're going to accept that penalty, they will. So first penalty of the game will be against the Mohawk Warriors.
Well, they had Wojnowski split sort of wide to the left, and then he was cutting in to deliver a block on the linebacker to try to spring the quarterback running to the left side, but it was definitely illegal motion. So first down now and 15. We're under a minute left to play here in the first quarter. 14-6 in favor of Frontier. Walker calling the signals. And a give on the right side. And Jordan, yeah, that was Jordan Grenier for just a short gain.
Not even sure if they maybe just back to the line. Yeah. A touch. We'll give him a yard, I guess.
1 yard, I guess, yeah. So second down and long.
Probably the last play of the quarter. Clock running down 5 seconds, and I don't think they'll get this play off.
Not sure they're going to get this off.
Right now.
End of one here in South Deerfield, and our score on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. It's Frontier 14, Mohawk 6. Second quarter action next on Bear Country 95.3.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
The Dolphins from Gillette on Sunday. We'll have that game for you. 10 o'clock pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff right here on Bear.
How's Jay Cutler doing?
Yeah, I think he wishes he just went with plan A, which was to become a broadcaster.
I was surprised over the signing, to be honest with you. It just didn't make sense to me, and that didn't work out for them.
All right, trips right for the Warriors here on second down and long. And, of course, they go to the fullback right up the gut for a nice carry, so they kind of cleaned everybody out of there. It's Evan Shippey. Nice run by Evan down to the 25-yard line. Third and about 5.
A couple carries for Shippey, 15 yards. It was Jordan Grenier, the bulk of the ball carrying so far for the Warriors. 4 carries, 20 yards for him. Seth Wojnowski's got 3 carries for 9. And again, that was Shippey's second carry, 15 yards for him. And the Warriors almost in the red zone now. Third down. They need to get inside the 20-yard line for the first.
Third down and 5. Play action. It's a bootleg. Walker gets away from the containment. He's going to get the first down. Unbelievable. He could have been caught behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss.
Yeah, I'm looking to see. That was number 10, I think.
DeForest.
It was Garrett. Yeah, that just he had him dead to rights, and the quarterback was able to just sneak out of that. Now they're going to come out and get the first down, and yeah, nice play there by the Warriors. Now they are in the red zone. Ball spotted right at the 20-yard line, down 14-6. We got a little bit of a ball game right now, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well into this one, and not the blowout that we anticipated yet. Coming motion is Jordan Grenier. He'll take it left side, cuts back to the inside, keeps the legs chugging, then gets pushed back. And Frontier saying they ended up with the football. They did. The ball ended up on the ground. Frontier ends up with the recovery. Aaron Landry is able to get it back, so that drive, which ended up in the red zone, ends right there.
Well, it really was a great drive by the Warriors, in it on the keeping it on the ground, and nice runs run by Walker for 7 yards. And then I obviously where the play was on the far side of the field, about as far away from us as you can get, and big pile of bodies. We just saw the Red Hawks pointing as if they'd got the ball back. We didn't even know it was out, but clearly Aaron Landry came up with it, and it is a turnover. So the Red Hawks have the ball just inside their own 20, about the 18, we'll call it.
First down and 10 for the Hawks. And a big gain on the left side. Aaron Landry, he may be gone. He needs one more block. Unable to get it, but he's going to bring it all the way across the 50-yard line into Mohawk territory. Aaron Landry getting it done big time.
Making me do math. Aaron Landry, 32 yards plus 4. How many? Where mark that thing? Mark 3.
From the 18.
35.
Let's see here. 18 to the 50 is 32, and then, 3 more. 35. So 35-yard run.
Landry had a 30-yarder for a touchdown on the first play of the game, and now a 35-yarder.
First down and 10. They're in Mohawk territory now, leading 14-6. Inside give to Dobis. Bryce, little spin move. He got into that secondary of Mohawk, ends up in the mud.
Tripped up by
and a timeout is called here by Mohawk. They want to talk about this.
Good idea, yep.
We'll take the break as well. 9:28 to play here in the first half. And on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard, it's Frontier 14 and Mohawk 6. Tomorrow, 10:15 pregame, 10:30 kickoff from Bordeaux Fields. Weather will not be a factor other than to say it'll be a very nice morning. A little bit cool that kickoff.
Second and 3 for
Second down and 3. They go back to Dobis. Bryce has the first down. A flag comes in right where Dobis was getting tackled. We'll see which way this one's going.
We're going to check on 15 for sure.
Yep.
Dobis has got the 4 yards on the run. That'll give him 31 at 15 for the face mask as he was coming through the line.
First down for Frontier.
Imagine you're a football team whose your third option in terms of running is an outstanding football player.
1,000-yard rusher from Pioneer the previous season. Yeah, again, you got 3,000-yard guys in your backfield.
That's depth.
It's pretty darn good. Yeah, absolutely. At this level.
All right, first down and 10 from the 20. 9:10 to play first half. 14-6 Frontier. Hawks on the march. Wordley comes in motion. Play action pass. Hildreth will tuck it under. Puts a move on. Beautiful move. Gets tackled from behind. Down at the 15-yard line. Actually closer to the, about 15-yard line. Be second down coming up.
Hildreth, not a big kid. 5'7", 150 pounds. You have to respect his speed. And you could see right there, he decided to pull it down and run with the football. Linebacker, he was able to fake back to the inside. Ended up gaining about 5 or 6 yards.
Now they go to pistol formation. And they give it to Wordley on the right side. Steve looking to turn the corner right side, driven out of bounds, but looks like he does have the first down. First and goal from just outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be down maybe even inside the 5. Let's see where they mark it. 55 yards now on the ground for Worthley. 7 carries. Aaron Landry with 71, and now the numbers starting to add up a little bit for the Red Hawks, and looks like the scoreboard is going to, again, 14-6 Hawks right now, and they're going to have it first and goal. I'll say Landry this time.
Landry?
I'll say Landry.
All right, we'll see.
All right.
Landry is lined up on the right side.
First and goal Hawks from the Warrior 4-yard
and Worthley on the left. Counter play. And it goes for just short yardage down to the 5. Only a gain of about 1 there.
Yeah, there really wasn't much going on there. I'm not even sure if the quarterback ended up holding on to the ball, if we did hand it off.
Second down and goal from the 5.
Landry has a touchdown in this one. Bryce Dobis has a touchdown in this one on the ground.
And it's going to be Wordley on the right side on the pitch. Keeps his legs going down near the goal line. Did not get in. He's down to the 1. He got down to the 1 on their last scoring drive before Doba scored. We'll see which way they go here. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Obviously, if you're the Warriors, you'd really like to force a turnover here. Keep the Red Hawks from adding to that score. Again, 14-6 Frontier right now. 7:15 to play here in the first half. Mohawk has held their own pretty well, but go down by 2 scores here.
Hildreth gives it on the right side.
Huge.
Not in. Yeah, Wordley.
Huge.
Yeah, did not get in. It's going to be 4th down. 4th and goal from just outside the goal line.
I thought this was going to be an easy punch-in for the Red Hawks.
I did too.
Yeah,
I did too.
1st and goal from the 5. We were just trying to pick who was going to run it in, but now 4th down just outside the goal line. Someone's going to take a timeout. The Red Hawks are going to talk about this.
They are going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it here, Sean. Yeah, the Mohawk defense is one more defensive stop away from keeping them out of the end zone, keeping it a 1-score game about halfway through the second quarter.
Well, I really like the timeout that Coach McLeod just took. Again, you had the turnover as you had a really nice drive. You were down by a score, and then all of a sudden the Red Hawks ran 2 or 3 plays, and they're in your end of the field, and Coach McLeod's, all right, fellas, okay, let's slow down a little bit. And that was perfect. The Red Hawks get it down inside now. Again, they had 1st and goal from the 5, and now it's 4th and goal from the 5. So huge play here for both teams, particularly the Warriors.
All right, here they come out of the huddle. 4th and goal from the 1. Hildreth leans in under center, takes the snap.
Keeper.
They go again on the right side. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Red Hawks.
I think it was Hildreth that kept it.
I think he actually pitched it. Stephen Wordley, yeah.
29, Stephen
Okay.
Wordley for a Red Hawk touchdown.
So they are able to score on 4th down, and they now lead 20-6 with the PAT kick coming up.
Yeah, a little bit deflating for the Warriors. Again, you get all the way down inside the 20-yard line, and the Red Hawks down to score and then turn it over. Red Hawks take it right back up the field. They punch one in on 4th down. So tough there as the Red Hawks line up to kick the extra point.
Hildreth to kick a high snap, and they're going to fake it. And Wordley throwing right side and catches them in the end zone.
15.
Touchdown. Price.
Cole Price.
On the receiving end. The 2-point conversion is good. We'll take a timeout. 6:39 to play here in the first half. CarQuest of Greenfield. South Deerfield and Shelburne scoreboard. It's now Frontier 22 and Mohawk 6.
Hildreth to kick off for the Red Hawks. Seth Onelski, Jordan Grenier back to receive for Mohawk.
The Albert P. Allen Insurance broadcast booth, and Frontier has extended their lead now to 22-6. Touchdown runs by Landry, Dobus, and now Wordley. Hildreth to kick off. High end over end kick. Comes up a little short. Picked up at the 15-yard line.
Onelski on a return.
And he brings it, let's see, across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Warriors right there.
I don't think it's too early to start talking about critical drives, and right now down 22-6. 6.5 to play here in the first half. This is a pretty critical drive for the Mohawk Warriors. They've been able to move the ball pretty well tonight. They do have the touchdown, but again, the last drive, fumble at the Red Hawk 20, and again, the Red Hawks take that back, punching in on 4th down. So 22-6 now. The Warriors need a scoring drive before this half if they really hope to hang around here in the second half.
1st down and 10 for the Warriors. And the pitch and a handoff up the middle. And he's able to bring it out across the 35-yard line to the 37. Nice gain of about 5 or 6 right there. Be 2nd down coming up.
6 yards.
Yeah, we'll give him 6 on that. So let's take a look at 255. Jordan needed 45 yards coming in for his 1,000 yards, and he's got 29 right now, so 16 more yards for Jordan.
Lined up in the right wing formation right now. Noski comes in motion. He will take it. And he is in big trouble. He is driven back. Huge loss all the way back to his own 30-yard line. A forward momentum will bring it out to the 35, though. And a timeout called by Mohawk.
Second timeout.
This will not be a full timeout, though, I don't believe. Yeah, it looks like actually it will. We'll step aside briefly. 5:50 to play here in the first half. CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. It's Frontier 22, Mohawk 6.
Halftime will be entertained by the Red Hawk Band, as they've done for us all season. Third and 7 for Mohawk from the Mohawk 35-yard line. Seth Oneski on a carry.
All right, Seth Oneski with another loss that time as he was coming in motion to the right, Sean, took the pitch and then quickly went back to the left. Frontier, though, was not fooled.
Yeah, they tried that play the opposite way, and both times Oneski was stuffed. So 5 carries, just 5 net yards now for Seth, and more importantly, it's 4th down now for the Warriors. They're going to have to punt, and the Red Hawks are going to end up with pretty good field position and plenty of time to try to punch another one in before halftime.
Matt Hildreth will go back to his 35-yard line to get it. As they are set to boot it away.
Well, that punt went over his head.
They're going to fake it. Shuffle pass to the right side. Nothing doing. Frontier was waiting for him. They bring him down at the 35-yard line, or just outside the 30. So a short field now for the Red Hawks.
Well, you can see exactly what the Mohawk coaches are thinking. Again, 5 minutes to play here in the half, and we're already in a bit of a hole. So let's see if we can make something happen, manufacture something, and they try the fake punt. The Red Hawks have nothing to do with that. And now the Red Hawks start this drive on the 30-yard line of the Mohawk Warriors. 4:52 to play in the half.
Well, that's what we talked about on the pregame show, that on Turkey Day, see a lot of crazy things. Inside carry goes to Landry, into the secondary, into the end zone, touchdown!
Red Hawks.
Aaron Landry takes it in, another 30-yard TD run for him. They now lead 28-6.
Well, he must have heard me mention that he hadn't run for 100 yards in a few games, because here in the first half, 5 carries, 101 for Aaron Landry and a pair of touchdowns. And the Red Hawks do extend the lead 28-6 now.
So far, they're 3 for 3 on their conversions, including a fake kick that turned into a completed pass. Worthley will hold for Hildreth. Snap down, placement down, kick on the way. The kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:45 to play here in the first half. And the Red Hawks have opened up a 29-6 lead over Mohawk. Back after this on Bear Country 95.3.
.44 Jacob Bryant to kick off for the Red Hawks. Seth Oneski and Jordan Grenier are back to return for the Warriors.
Live from Bortle Field, 10:15. We'll have it for you here on Bear Country. Kick comes down the Mohawk at the 25-yard line. Out across the 30, up to the 34-yard line before getting driven out of bounds.
85,
David Hobbs. was the man who made that return. So first down and 10 now for the Warriors, but they're now trailing by 23.
Well, now if they're going to throw the ball, they're going to have to start throwing the ball now. Ryan Walker's not attempted a pass. He dropped back to attempt one on the very first play from scrimmage for the Warriors. He got swallowed up, strip sacked, and the fumble ended up in the end zone for the Red Hawks, and that's the only time he dropped back to pass. So Ryan Walker can throw the ball. Let's see if they start throwing it now, down 29-6.
22 unanswered points now for the Red Hawks. And they run a play that's going to go again for a big loss as they fake the handoff up the middle. And the ball carrier had nowhere to go.
That was David Hobbs.
Yeah, that was Hobbs, 85. Yeah.
But you know what? The timing was off on that. The pitch was high, and it was behind him. He had to reach up and back to go get that thing, and by that time, he was covered up in a loss of 5 on that play. So, yeah, things not going in the right direction right now for the Warriors. At best, they could try to at least get a first down and kill this first half. 4 minutes to play here.
Now down to the 4-minute mark here. Second down and 15. Noski comes in motion. They will go up the middle. Looks like that may have been Shippey.
Evan Shippey on the carry.
And Evan got a very short gain there, maybe just a yard or 2. It'll be third down and about 13.
Yeah, we'll give him 2 on that one. 17 yards on 3 carries for the fullback, Shippey.
Third and
Grenier leads the team right now with 29 yards on the ground on his 6 carries. Again, he needed 45 yards coming into this one for 1,000 yards on the season.
Grenier is lined up on the right side here, right wing, the double wing formation. Walker rolling to the left. There's a flag thrown high into the sky. Walker with a nice gain on the left side.
It's going to go against the Warriors, I
think it is going to come back, though, anyway. Yeah.
Matt Carlson on the stop for Frontier.
Well, one of the things we had, if you say criticize the Red Hawks about this season is they did commit an awful lot of penalties. We don't usually see the Red Hawks as a very penalized team, and there were times when it could have cost them if they weren't able to overcome with the offensive weaponry that they have. But in this game tonight, the Red Hawks have not been penalized once. All 3 penalties in this game have gone against the Warriors, 25 yards.
5-yard penalty.
This is interesting. That was a penalty on third down. And Hildreth, I believe Hildreth thinks it's fourth down because he's all the way back at his own 40-yard line.
Unless he's thinking a quick kick here. I don't know if they're confused or if they're thinking quick kick on third down. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Maybe he's guarding against that. He's not running up.
If they do kick it, he'll be ready.
Yeah.
Yep. The pitch, though, goes to Grenier.
Jordan Grenier on a carry.
And Jordan takes on the left side. And he's able to gain about 5 yards, but it'll be fourth down and very long coming up.
Yeah, you could see where Hildreth was playing center field back there and making sure the play ran before he started to run in from center field to try to be a part of that play. So that was intentional. And we've seen Doug McLeod quick kick on third down and long like that before. If you don't have anybody back, the ball can just roll and roll and roll, and it's an effective tool if you're not moving the ball very well.
That's a very good way to flip the field, but now it is fourth down, but Hildreth will be back and ready to receive the kick. He's down around his own 35-yard line by the time he gets it. They faked it the last time. Doubt they'll do it this time. They are going to boot it away. Not a bad kick. Got knocked down a little bit by the wind. Hildreth from his own 40 evades the first wave. Left side then gets tripped up. Nice open field tackle down there. And it'll be first and 10 Frontier from their own 45-yard line.
First and 10.
Look, see, was Inoski on the stop. Nice job there by him.
45-yard line.
You had Hildreth kind of ducking and darting and looking for a spot.
1:53 to play here in the first half, and it's 29-6 in favor of Frontier. This game was a 7-6 game at one point, but again, 22 unanswered for the Hawks. We'll have our Greenfield Savings Bank high school football halftime report. Now they go shotgun. And the handoff to Stephen Wordley. On the right side, Steve takes it up to the midfield stripe into Mohawk territory to the 49. Quick gain of about 6, second down coming up.
Looking at possibly 200-yard rushers so far tonight. Landry over 101 yards here in the first half. Stephen Wordley 12 carries, 67 yards. So he's getting there.
Frontier trying to get into the end zone one more time before halftime.
Yeah, they're not using their timeouts.
Second and 5.
So not yet.
Shotgun again. Again, this is something we rarely see. Wordley, flea flicker. Back to Hildreth. Throws downfield. Caught on the right side. Nicely done there. Dobus gets driven out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That was kind of a quick flea flicker. Very quickly executed.
Little 29-yarder right there as well. So the Redhawks are poised now. First completed pass, first of 3 attempts by Matt Hildreth. And that's a 29-yard connection and a first down Redhawks. 1:03 to play, clock rolling here in the half.
Yep, they just had to stop the clock to set the chains. Again, they're going to go shotgun formation. Hildreth throws on the right side. That is caught. Freeman driven out of bounds. Nice catch there by Freeman. They're executing this pass offense all of a sudden really good.
Yeah, that was very nicely thrown. Both balls there, 29 on the first connection. Going to be another 11 there. So 40 yards on the last 2 pass completions by Matt Hildreth. And they might want to start using a timeout here if they want to punch one in before halftime. Again, they're up 29-6, 49 seconds. They do have all of their timeouts.
Ball's right around the 16-yard line. First down and 10.
Warriors 16-yard line.
Stephen Worthley caught in the backfield, so he heads to the left side. Brilliant run by Worthley. A flag comes in late. Worthley towards the end zone. He is in for the touchdown, but will it stand?
That's coming back. I think there's going to be a block in the back out there on the Red Hawks. And again, Stephen Worthley, is just a pleasure to have been watching that kid run. And right there, again, just ducking and diving and running guys over. And that was a touchdown run, but that's coming back.
Yep. Personal foul chop block.
It is a chop block, so
it'll be a
that will keep them out of the end zone for the time being.
We have a
16-yard line was the line of scrimmage. They're going to march it back all the way back to the 23-yard line.
First penalty of the game there against the Red Hawks. Yeah, you can see that. I saw that right in the middle of the field. He was actually kind of behind the play, so I don't think that really would have affected the play. Worthley probably still would have made that to the goal line, but blocking the back will bring that back. 40 seconds here in the half.
28-yard line. And first down and 25 from there. Again, they go shotgun. Hildreth, back to pass, flushed out on the right side, in big trouble, and dumps it off at the very end. He was going to get sacked all the way outside the 40-yard line.
Pass is incomplete.
He was outside the pocket. There was a receiver in the area. Frontier, the Mohawk team, rather, is calling for intentional grounding, but there was somebody out there.
He had his, the thing was he put his head down. Hildreth did. So he had the ball, and he was getting pressured, but had he seen, he kept his head up. There was a block made right in front of him that would have allowed him to get around to the outside, but he kind of stutter-stepped, head was down, didn't see that happening, and started to drift backwards, and then it all went bad from there. But he was able to dump it out of bounds. So again, smart, heady play right there. Don't lose the yards. Throw it out of bounds.
Second and 25 now. 33 seconds left to play here from the 28-yard line. Shotgun. Quick pass right side, caught by Dobus. Gets a block from Freeman. Heads downfield, but nice job there by Mohawk to recover. Walker among those in on the stop. Now Frontier will call a quick timeout. 25 seconds left. Third and long coming up. We'll keep it right here, Sean. Again, they're trying to get in one more time before halftime. We're expecting to see some fresh jerseys in there for Frontier once we get to the fourth quarter. But these seniors, Landry, Worthley, Dobus, these guys, this is their last hurrah. They want to go out and have a little fun.
Well, and again, we talked about it at the top of the show. I can't remember the last time that we saw a Frontier team disappoint us with their performance. Usually when they're in a big game or any kind of game, really, you're going to get their best effort at all times. And I didn't expect a big letdown by Frontier here tonight, not at all. I knew the Warriors were going to play up a little bit and try to steal one, but they held in there for a little bit. Again, the turnovers, the 2 in the first half there, really hurt them bad. And the Red Hawks are just, again, too many weapons, too fast, too strong, and 29-6 right now. We'll see if they can punch this one in before the end of the half. And then we'll see some other guys hopefully in the second half, or at least by the end of the third quarter for the Red Hawks into the game.
Our Greenfield Savings Bank high school football halftime report is coming up. We'll talk about the first half of this one, preview Greenfield at Turner's Falls tomorrow. Also talk about Patriots Dolphins on Sunday here on Bear. All right, third and about 15 for the Hawks. Shotgun, Hildreth, pump fake, rolls out. Throwing it deep down the middle, back into the end zone, looking for Price through his hands, incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
We actually saw the progression as Hildreth had all the time in the pocket he wanted. Looked to the flat, chose not that. He looked for the inside route. There was nobody there. And then he looked to the back of the end zone. And he had the big tight end back there and threw the ball. right to where it might and should have been caught, right to the back of the end line. Good throw. That ball's cold. It's hard. That's coming in fast.
And they are going to line up for a field goal. High snap. They get it down. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Timing was completely off. It was a 30-yard field goal attempt. So now Mohawk will take over first down and 10 with 13 seconds left here in the half.
The snap was so high, Hildreth actually stutter-stepped on his way in. And the time it took to pull the ball down, and he just hooked it to the left. The ball really had no chance. But, again, that's a byproduct of a bad snap. That thing was up high and just threw the timing completely off.
First and 10, Mohawk.
So Mohawk now first and 10.
21-yard line.
Right around their own 21-yard line as we come up on 7 o'clock here. Again, an early start here on Thanksgiving Eve. 6 o'clock kickoff, not the usual 7 on Friday nights. Mohawk will pitch to Jordan Grenier. Big loss as Wordley rips him down in the backfield for a big loss, and that's how this first half will end.
That'll be the end of the first half here.
Halftime here on Thanksgiving Eve in South Deerfield, and the home team, the Frontier Redhawks, with a 29-6 lead over their rivals, the Mohawk Warriors, on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Children's Scoreboard. Stay tuned. The Greenfield Savings Bank High School Football Halftime Report is coming up next. High School Football Halftime Report. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Of course, the big day tomorrow, Thanksgiving Eve. We always have Frontier Mohawk, the game this year here in South Deerfield. Very close game for much of that first half, but Frontier now leading by 23. They've really asserted their dominance, Sean.
Mohawk did show some signs of life. It looked as though in the first quarter we were going to have ourselves a ball game, and again, it was a one-score game for a while, but yeah, the Mohawk Warriors now having a hard time moving the football. They started out okay. They had some adrenaline. They were able to get that one score, and now the Redhawks have just taken over. Yeah, they're running the ball as well as they've run it all season long. The scoreboard shows it. The stat lines show it. I think if you're the Mohawk Warriors now, you're Doug McLeod, you're over there with your kids. I mean, really right now you're just going to try to come out and win this second half. You know, you're down 29-6, so realistically, are you trying to tell the kids, let's go out and win this game? No, but let's win this third quarter, and then let's win that fourth quarter. If they can do that, let's see what they can do. But, again, the Redhawks, just too much today.
Mohawk did have their moments. Of course, they got that touchdown on the punt return, which got them to within a point. Frontier had their second offensive series, which was negative yardage, had to punt from deep in their own end. And then a really nice goal line stand, although ultimately Frontier scored on fourth down, but very debatable at one point whether they were actually going to be able to get into the end zone.
And the interception on the very first play of the game. The Redhawks come out and say, all right, everybody knows we're going to run this ball, so they decide to throw it. And the Mohawk Warriors were ready for that. So, again, they've made some plays tonight, but again, we're just looking, Frontier 8-2 and what they did all season long. The Warriors, they started out 2-1, ended up 3-3, now 3-7. So they've been kind of sliding here the last few weeks, and they've got some pieces. I guess right now, the only the real thing that I'm looking to see is if Jordan Grenier can get to his 1,000 yards for the season. He came in with 955 and needs 45 on the game. Now he just lost a bunch of yards on that last play. So right now I've got him at 27 yards. So We'll see if Jordan Grenier can get to that 1,000 yards here in the second half. And other than that, like I said, for the Warriors, just come out and try to make another big play like you did. Try to put together a drive, but at the end, it was just they were having a hard time getting out of the backfield. So
I can tell you who's having fun tonight, Sean, is the Frontier quarterback, Matt Hildreth. They've run him out of the shotgun a couple of times, out of the pistol formation. He's thrown the ball more than he usually has to. So he's one of the few guys on this offensive team for Frontier that will be back next year. But he's having some fun out there, getting to play a little more, or being a little bit more involved in the offense than usual.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys. Kieran Freeman, he's just a junior. Garrett DeForest, he's a sophomore. So they got a couple of impact guys coming back. And that includes Matt Hildreth, just a junior. So he'll be back next year. And yeah, again, there's really not much you can say about Matt Hildreth's game that you don't like. The kid doesn't make an awful lot of mistakes. He's fast. They don't throw a lot, but when they do, he throws it pretty accurately. And again, he's got 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season, so doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Good quarterback. He'll be the leader of this team next year. They may not have the running attack like they've got this year. Last year you had Gawanter with Landry and Worthley. Gawanter goes, you got Landry, Worthley, and Dobis, but next year it's going to be tough to fill 1, 2, or 3 of those shoes, and maybe the role will be larger for Hildreth next year.
Could be a very different Frontier offensive attack next year based on the personnel coming back. 29-6 is our score here at halftime as Frontier scored 22 unanswered after they had a 7-6 lead after that punt return for Mohawk's lone touchdown. This is the Greenfield Savings Bank High School Football Halftime Report. We'll have more from South Deerfield after this on Bear Country 95.3.
A great hand for Matt Sherrill and his Red Hawk band, who did a great job all season long with our halftime shows. Nice job, band. Now go get warm.
Hildreth tries to get the corner. He's still going. First down and more. Hildreth down the sideline. What a play. Worthley. Off tackle. Down the right sideline. Worthley all the way down and in for the touchdown. The coordinator just so many weapons.
This is the scary Frontier.
The catch. And then the inside kick to Landry. The secondary still going. He's got the first down. Still going. He's going to go. He got it. Touchdown. It's Landry left side. First down and more. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Did he get in? Touchdown. Down, yardage and more. Hildreth still on his feet. In the corner, Hildreth on the shotgun again, and again the handoff goes down the left sideline. He's gone. Inside give, up
middle, still on his feet is Landry, good for a first down. First down yardage for Bryce Domus. And inside handoff. Ooh! I know. I don't understand that. First and 10 from the 34. Nice little cut back up the middle. Domus still. And Hildreth is going to throw on 4th and 9. He fires it downfield for the end zone. Touchdown! Shotgun. And again, the inside draw. Good cutback. Big gainer for Frontier. Handoff. Left side. And it's a race to the end zone. Touchdown. He's in. Frontier. Oh, nice job.
20 yards, so right there.
Hildreth under center, the inside give now to Aaron Landry. Breaks through the tackle, he's got a first down the ball outside. Inside the 30, to the 20, 15, to the 10, towards the end zone. Is he in? A touchdown!
Hudson Gary and Hudson Borowski are back.
Now play action, Hildreth looking, and he's got Freeman left side, to the 10, to the 5. Tackle down. He's going to hand to Bryce Domus, looks to turn the corner on the right side, inside the 20, still going, he's going to, inside Frontier waiting for him though, and he's sworn under for a loss. Oh, he got blasted. Back to pass, is Pratt, with some time, deep ball, right side into triple coverage, intercepted.
The right sideline and look out. See ya later. An 85-yard touchdown.
Still a little bit, second down and long. They'll go back to Landry now. And Aaron's got the first down and more. Punch to the outside, he may be gone. The secondary punch to the outside, now he may be off. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, he's in the end zone. Washington gets sacked.
Try to block him and quickly by.
And out goes to Landry. He breaks the tackle. No man to beat him. And Hildreth off the races. Worthley breaks through. He's gone. Touchdown, Steve Worthley. Sacked. Corner. Touchdown.
Frontier Red Hawks 34, the Franklin Tech Eagles. Stephen Worthley on a carry. Stephen Worthley.
Worthley off the races. Are they going to get it? No, they're not. Touchdown.
Number 10, Garrett DeForest with a run deep into Green Wave territory.
Greenfield. Intercepted by Hildreth. His second interception of the game. It's a ground ball, basically. One of the frontier up man across the 30-yard line. A nice return up close to midfield. Still going into Mohawk territory. Still on his feet and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 40. To come back and beat Mohawk and then lost in the playoffs. Now it's Stephen Wortley with a first down. Carol's still going inside the 20-yard. Pitches it to Wortley. Then an inside give to Landry. Comes back. He's going to get a first down and more. Just tripped up. Caught from behind. In the sack. Hall still going.
Taken out. First and 10 Redhawks on their own 43-yard line.
Time is going to go to Landry. Aaron's still on his feet, dragging his sack. Touchdown! This is Wortley on the right side. Has the first down and more on the right side. He's going to be gone. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Steve, they'll hand it to Aaron. And Aaron's got the first down, and Aaron has inside the 5. He nearly scored. He's on their 20. Hildreth passes out. He is hot on the left side. But Wortley puts it down. Bounces to the outside, turns the corner. He's going to try to get in the end zone. And did he get in? He did. 10-yard touchdown run by Landry with 39.
Landry on the turn, knocked on the ball.
Speed down the sideline, he's gone. Bryce Dovis, touchdown. 41. Bank High School football halftime report. 29-6 Frontier here at intermission. Tomorrow morning, Sean, the second half of our Turkey Day football double dip, and we've got Turners Falls hosting Greenfield. Greenfield defeating Turners at Vets Field back in late September, 12-0. Not a dominant performance on the scoreboard, by the way. They got the 2 touchdowns and were able to kind of ride a defensive effort to a victory. Turners Falls did nothing offensively that night, but times have changed over in Powertown. There'll be a very different game, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, again, when you look at the numbers going back to the beginning of the season till now, and look at Kyle Dodge, and early on, again, he just stepped in there. Matter of fact, the whole team had just stepped in there. There were not a lot of guys with much experience for Turners Falls this year, but Kyle Dodge, you'd see his stat line, and he'd be 1 for 5, maybe 2 for 6, and, they weren't throwing the ball an awful lot. Recently, that kid's throwing it up 20, 25 times, and he's connecting on the majority of the passes that he's throwing. He's throwing deep. He's throwing to kids, Craver and Whiting, and then the guys that can catch the ball and run. The attack is a little bit different. Now, the running game, you got to give the nod to Greenfield with R.J. Bird, and I'm not sure if Nate Hazelton is healthy, if he'll be back or not.
Colin Cloutier has emerged.
Well, and that's the other Cloutier that came in and ran for a couple hundred yards in one game. So if Hazelton's healthy, that's a formidable backfield with those 3 fellas. Owen Phelps hasn't thrown the ball an awful lot this year, but we know he can throw the ball. So maybe we see Greenfield throw a little bit more than normal, although the DBs for Turners are pretty good.
Yeah.
That Craver kid, and he's had a bunch of picks. And
the little guy, the younger Driscoll.
Has
had a heck of a year.
A couple small guys back there running around and causing havoc. And so, it's an interesting matchup. It's 2 teams very evenly matched in different ways. And I am going to give Turners the nod only because I feel that they can throw the ball a little bit better and possibly score a few more points that way. But again, R.J. Bird, if he busts one from 16, another one from 50, and then that can happen too. So it's going to be a fun game. It really is. And it's just a matter how it all plays out.
And it's great, the history of the rivalry, the 2 starting quarterbacks. You go back to the 1988 game, Kyle Phelps of Greenfield.
Yeah.
His son, Owen Phelps, was the quarterback for Greenfield. Chip Dodge was a member of the 1988 Turners Falls football team. Of course, his son Kyle is the quarterback for Turner's Falls now, so it's fun. I mean, I remember 1988 like it. Again, it's 29 years ago. It doesn't seem 29 years ago to me, but now this next generation comes along, and then you go back to Kyle's father.
I was just going to say the Phelps Vecta they're going for here with the
because
MVPs and
MVPs. You go back to Billy Phelps back in the mid 1960s.
Billy, we were talking about Billy on the show the other day, and I think it was J Bones. Did he win an MVP? And
he did.
Well, of course he carries it with him. Ask him to see it. It's probably in his car right now. So we Josh with Billy. We love Billy, and absolutely. So Owen will be throwing the ball, and if he is our MVP tomorrow, then he will be a third-generation MVP at Greenfield. That's pretty cool as well.
Well, it could be a two-score game for one team or the other, but I'm really thinking a very, very tight one tomorrow over there at Bordeaux Fields, Turner's Falls High School. We're on the air at the pregame show at 10:15. We'll kick it off at 10:30 right here on Bear Country, Greenfield at Turner's Falls. All right, second half action coming up next here on Bear Country 95.3.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
Jacob Bryant to kick off. Seth Honoski and Jordan Grenier are back for the Warriors.
All right, Bryant kicking off for Frontier now. It's Hildreth has been kicking all day, but this time it's Bryant. Nice return by Mohawk up to the 34-yard line. That's where the Warriors will begin the second half, but they have some work to do as they trail by 23 points. 22 unanswered by the Red Hawks in that first half.
Yeah, again, we documented it, but Mohawk hung around a little bit at the beginning, but a couple of turnovers, and then just the Red Hawks running the ball the way they do. Aaron Landry over 100 yards in the first half, 101. A couple of touchdowns for him. Both Bryce Dobis and Stephen Worthy in the end zone as well for the Red Hawks in the first half.
Power I formation behind the quarterback Walker, and the I back comes through just a short gain from the 35 up to the 37. That's Jordan Grenier. So we'll give him 2 yards right there up to the 32. Second down and 8. Again, the march on to 1,000 yards for him.
On a stop. Gain of a couple yards. It'll be second and 8.
Talking about Pete Bergeron the other day on Bobby C's radio show, and remember his junior year, they took him off the field on Turkey Day, and he had about 995 yards at that point. And I remember Bill Budness was coming down. And I'm not sure if you guys care about anything like that, but he's a couple yards shy of 1,000. It was his junior year. He was a quarterback, and they got him back in there to make sure he got his 1,000 yards.
Jordan Grenier takes the pitch this time up to the 40-yard line. Another gain of a couple. Third down and 5.
We'll call it 29 yards right now for
third and 5.
Jordan Grenier. He started out the first 4 games of the season, nearly 500 yards. He ran for over 100 yards in all 4 of the first 4 games for the Warriors, and again had amassed a total of 955 coming into this one.
Third and 5 for
you mentioned Pete Bergeron. Little sobering note. Earlier in November, he turned 40 years old. What happened?
Yeah.
Remembered him when he was just a boy.
We were just young men too. Yep.
That's true. And it's Seth Panoski. He got stood up about 2 yards shy the first time. He ended up getting driven way back, but forward momentum has him close.
They're going to give him let's see where they marked that thing. Going to be short.
Third and 2.
Yeah.
Fourth and 2, rather. So we'll see what Dougie does here, Doug McLeod, coach.
He tried the fake punt there in the first half. Right around the same part of the field, actually a little deeper in their own end, but fourth and a long one here for the Warriors.
Hildreth is about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to run the play for the first down. Yeah, you got it. They'll move the sticks. They run it right up the middle.
So you ended up with that ball.
Shippey on the carry for a
that was the quarterback Walker.
Mohawk first down.
So first down, ball is now spotted at the 46-yard line. We have 8:42 to play here, third quarter, 29-6 Frontier.
Mohawk quarterbacks this season had not thrown the ball an awful lot. We talked about that. 9 of 28 for the entire season. They've not attempted a pass tonight.
Walker is back to pass. Rolling out to the left. He'll take off. Nothing. He got popped on the far side of the field for a loss.
Oh, there's a loss.
Charleston on the stop.
Oh, did you see how that worked? Oh, see that? The thing blew right back over there.
There you go.
It's like a boomer paper. There we go.
It is it's a little breezy. You're gonna have to watch the game here, shower. I fetch your papers.
I can't do play-by-play. That's not my job. Thank you, sir.
All righty. We're good to go.
The wind just starting to kick up a little bit. I'm pretty much wearing every item of clothing that I own.
It was not too cold when we got here, but it is cold now. Second down and 11. Ball back at the 45-yard line. Jordan Grenier takes the pitch. Left side.
Grenier on a carry.
And makes a nice gain to the midfield stripe. That'll be a gain of 5. It'll be third down and 5 from there.
Well, that's 34 yards right there. 89, so 11 yards away for Jordan Grenier. Third down.
He's getting close, but even when he passes it, we have to be careful, Sean, because we always talk about it, my worst nightmare.
Greatest fear.
And you know what it is. He eclipses 1,000 yards. We sing his praises. We get all excited, and then he has 2 consecutive plays for big losses, takes him back into the 990s. It can happen. And handoff now goes.
Oh, he got out.
Took off on the left side. Amazing run. We'll see how that ball carrier is down to the 32-yard line.
I think it was Shippey.
First down. Steve Worthley on a stop.
Let's see who comes back. Yeah, it looks like that was Evan. It was not Grenier. I know that.
No, I think that was Shippey.
Yeah, Grenier's right in front of us.
And a nice job there, really. He was bottled up, and the next thing he knew, he kind of squirted out, and he was running down the left side. So nice job, first down, Mohawk.
32-yard line of Frontier. And again, we'll keep an eye on 32, Grenier, closing in on 1,000 yards on the season. Shippey the lone back. Fumble. He did get it back. He jumped right on it and actually gained a couple down to the 30. It'll be second down and 8.
Yeah, we'll give him a gain of 2 on that. Ball popped right out as soon as it was handed to him, and it fell forward. He fell forward for a gain. Yeah, she said about 2 yards to the 30-yard line.
Clock in motion, 6:07 to play here. Third quarter, Frontier 29, Mohawk 6.
Well, nice start to the second half here for the Warriors. Again, try to win the quarter.
Inside give to Shippey.
Shippey on the carry.
On the left side, just a short gain, maybe 1. Dobis on the stop. They'll bring him down around the 28, 29-yard line. Third down and long coming up.
Yeah, we'll call that one 2. So 31 yards now for Evan Shippey. 6 carries for him. Jordan Grenier, 11 carries, 34 yards. Seth Inoski's had 6 carries, just 8 yards on the ground for him.
They need to get this ball to the 22 for the first down. They're at the 28 right now. So again, we'll call it third down and 8. Walker calling out the signals. Noski comes in motion, but it's going to go to Grenier. Takes off on the left side. He has the first down inside the 20-yard line, and he is down right around the 18-yard line.
All right, so for 29, we'll give him 11 on that carry.
Yep.
11, 34, that's 45. So that right there is I've got him right on the button right now. 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards. Unofficial.
This is unofficial, yeah. But
I'll feel better if he takes this one to the house.
Yeah, or a couple more yards anyway. Well, we get a lot of time left, so I think he's good. He's there now.
Let's get a cushion over 1,000. Grenier, he'll take it on the left side, and he is driven out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
Okay, yeah, right.
You know what? This isn't working out. People are getting blown everywhere. Let's tuck that sucker away.
Put that over there. There we go. Okay. Boom. All right, how many yards did you get on that one?
Gain of about 4.
All right, good.
So unofficially 1,004 yards.
Yep, 49 on the game, and Just a junior, Jordan Grenier, 5'6", 145. Certainly runs a lot bigger than that. Where's the number 32? 1,000-yard rusher.
And they're going to go to this power I formation. That's 3 running backs in the I behind the quarterback. It's Grenier following his blockers. And Jordan takes it now down close to the 10-yard line. Oh, Sean, I mean, they're not going to win this football game, we don't think, but this has been a nice third quarter for the Warriors.
Well, again, they showed flashes in the first half. We talked about the different plays, the interception and the goal line stand right up to 4th down, and did some real good things, not enough firepower, but again, you come out in the second half, you look at the scoreboard, 29-6. This has been great for Mohawk. Ate up a lot of this clock, and now if they could punch one in, make it a little closer.
From the 11-yard line. And the quarterback Walker is going to take it himself, and he's got the first down inside the 5-yard line. Little guy, but he's able to find a little bit of a gap there.
He just stayed right in the scrum, and everybody pushed forward, and almost darn near pushed him into the end zone. That was a nice job there. Walker's had 3 carries tonight, got about 16 yards on the ground, and 1st and goal, just outside the goal line for the Warriors. Yeah, this has been a great drive for Mohawk.
1st down and goal. Down to 3:13 to play here.
This is a goal from the Red Hawk 5-yard line.
Frontier offense, they've not been out there. Walker.
Same play.
Try to take it himself. Walker towards the goal line, towards the end zone. Did he get in? No word yet from the officials. No, he was stopped just outside the goal line. 2nd and goal.
I wouldn't be shocked if they run that same exact play one more time and just push him into the end zone.
Yeah, Walker one more time perhaps. See if they can get him in there. Ryan, a junior, so he'll be back next year. He brings him up, number 7. 2nd and goal from the 1. Walker, he'll give, left side, Grenier. Didn't make it the first time, but then the second effort gets him into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Hawks did a nice job coming through the line, anticipating that, and it was a nice job by Grenier, just holding for a second, allowing the defense to kind of get by him, and then he found a hole with a second effort, jumped through it, and into the end zone for Grenier. So over 1,000 yards and into the end zone. And Mohawk does tighten this thing up. Look at that. They ate up just about that entire third quarter clock. They won the third quarter so far.
Yes, absolutely. Nice long drive, a 4th down conversion in there. Placement down, the kick is up. The kick is blocked. Picked up by Frontier. They can return it for 2 if they can. And actually Landry broke a tackle and then got popped and fumbled it out of bounds. For a moment, looked like he may have taken off, and you can do that. Would have been good for 2. Timeout on the field. 2:23 to play here, third quarter. And on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard, it's now Frontier 29 and Mohawk 12.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
Taking their show on the road again. They've won 3 straight. Turner's Falls has finished strong as well. A lot of people thought Turner's 3-8.
Yeah.
Something like that. 4-7 for a good year.
Yeah.
A bad year could have been something like
1 or 2.
1 or 2 wins. Yeah. They had a solid season over there in Powertown. They'd love to cap it with a win over the Wave again. Onside kick, loose ball. Frontier did cover it up though at the 37-yard line. So now, finally, with 2:20 to play here in the quarter, Frontier's offense out there for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, well, again, when you looked at the scoreboard, you looked at halftime, you looked at the momentum and the way things were going, and it was pretty much all Red Hawks at that point. You know, we were thinking Frontier might score 50 points by mistake in this game, but Mohawk, nice job there. So 10 minutes, just about 10 minutes off the clock on that drive. They get into the end zone. Again, 29-12. Let's see if they get a little bit going on the defensive side. I'm not saying they got a chance to come back and win this game, but if they can stop the Red Hawks, let's see what happens.
There you go, shotgun formation, handoff on the right side. Nothing doing that, Steve Worthley. And let's see, forward momentum may have gotten him a yard. No, not really. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Well, now they did move up by about a yard.
Give me a yard on that one. All right, Worthley 68 yards now. And well, again, we saw this in the first half on 3 consecutive plays. The Red Hawks ended up in a 4th and 15, had to punt the ball away. Here it is 2nd and 9, so the Warriors looking for another couple stops here, get the ball back.
Freeman and Dovis to the near side. Hildreth, quarterback draw. Look at him go right up the middle. He's got the first down. 30 to the 20 to the 10 to the 5. Tripped up, dives towards the end zone. Did he get in? Oh.
Matt Hildreth.
Oh,
61 yards, and they're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line.
He nearly took it to the house.
Oh, he got caught from behind. Again, he was streaking down the middle untouched, and
wow, is he fast.
He was quick down the middle, and he got caught there, though, and at the end got tripped up. They're going to mark it. Actually looks like about the 3, maybe the 4-yard line, but it looked as though he was going to run that one in, and that was just Matt Hildreth streaking down the middle of the football field.
You would have thought he was being chased by a rabid dog.
He's going to be fun to watch next year, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. 1st and goal from the 1. Hildreth, no, he's going to pitch it. Worthley, Steve slithers into the end zone, touchdown.
Red Hawks.
35-12 Red Hawks, a very quick drive. It's funny, Sean, those were 2 completely different scoring drives.
Yep, well, again, we said Mohawk won the quarter so far, and then, Frontier takes a couple of plays, and then they're in the end zone too. So, yeah, again, Mohawk, a 10-minute drive, ends up in a score. And then just a couple plays later, Red Hawks back the other way, 35-12 now, extra points pending. They'll go kick the extra point here
Hildreth
again.
will now attempt the point after.
Worthley will hold for Hildreth. Placement down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Kick is good with 1:10
1 minute, 10 seconds left to play, third quarter on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. It's now Frontier 36 and Mohawk 12.
Take a minute to recognize the efforts of the Red Hawk cheerleaders this fall. Nice job, ladies.
We've got the Patriots and the Dolphins. Pats are rolling right now.
Boy, they look good.
They look really good.
44, Jacob Bryant to kick off.
10 o'clock pregame, 1 o'clock kick live from Gillette. Kick comes right down the middle of the field. Great downfield coverage, though, by the Hawks, and they pace that ball returner right around the 31-yard line. Well, I'll tell you, Gillette Stadium is going to be very busy this weekend. Saturday, all those high school football state finals, and then the Patriots on Sunday.
That game in Mexico City was just amazing. I mean, they're so much more prepared, so much better prepared. You can just tell in every aspect. It's just that.
Yeah.
That is the genesis of their success.
They're going to go to the I formation. Handoff on the left side. Did the ball come loose again?
I think it did.
It did, but Mohawk was able to recover that fumble. And again, folks, we're apologizing. Those of you watching on FCAT, you're getting a little bit of a closer look at the Mohawk team. It's dark, and the lights, and then the distance. The white jerseys with gold numerals. Really hard to decipher who is who out there. Power I formation behind the quarterback, Walker. And that play is going to go for only about a yard.
Grenier on a carry.
And that was Grenier, who passed 1,000 yards here earlier in the third. Looks like that was the last play of this third quarter, by the way, as we're down to 10 seconds. Doesn't look like they'll get this play off. End of 3 here in South Deerfield. And on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. Frontier 36, Mohawk 12. Fourth quarter action next here on Bear Country.
At the Frontier Regional School with the score, Red Hawks 36, Mohawk Warriors 12.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barry, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building materials. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
Allen Insurance broadcast booth at Frontier Regional. Jeff and Sean and Dave is back at our studios. Fourth quarter underway. 3rd down and 5 for Mohawk. Power I formation behind the quarterback Walker. It is Grenier up the gut. Gain of a couple to be 4th down coming up now.
Wanted to mention that actually the Mohawk Warriors have been playing all night tonight, actually with 12 men on the field, and they've got a sticker on their helmets that Connor Strong, in honor of their friend Connor Powers, who passed away, victim of a tragic car accident. A young man, 17.
Yeah, 17 years old.
By all accounts, just a sharp kid, nice guy, and so the Mohawk Warriors are playing with a heavy heart, and they've got their friend with them on their helmets tonight. Yeah, Connor Strong.
Yeah, Connor was from Coleraine, a student at Franklin County Tech, part of the baseball team there, loved playing baseball, and he will be missed. On 4th down they go, and they make 4th down and 4, and they go for it, and they will move the chains.
Yep, might as well in that situation. Again, 36-12, 10 minutes to play in the game. And the Warriors ate up nearly 10 minutes of clock on their first drive of the second half, which we thought Frontier might score 50 points by mistake, but Mohawk's doing the best job of keeping Frontier out of the end zone by possessing the football, and they can do that here again and knock one in, make this thing a little closer. 36-12, again, just under 10 minutes to play in the game. Look how tightly everybody's packed in there. They're not playing the pass at all.
Hajnowski will take it on the right side. He got met right at the point of contact, but was able to gain about 3 yards up to the 45. It'll be 2nd down coming up.
Ryan Walker has not attempted a pass tonight for the Mohawk Warriors.
It has not been a bad night for Mohawk. I mean, they're losing 36-12, but it hasn't been this horrible night. They just have gone up against a really good football team.
If Mohawk played this game against the majority of the teams, I would say, in the league, this would be a winning effort, but the Red Hawks are just that good this year, yeah, no doubt.
2nd down and 7. Hajnowski comes in motion. He'll take the pitch again. Makes a nice gain. Gets right to the midfield strike. 3rd down and short coming up.
Hajnowski's a senior playing in his last game. 16 yards, 8 carries for him. David Hobbs is a senior as well. Walker, we talked about the quarterback, just a junior. He'll be back next year for the Warriors, as will Jordan Grenier, just a junior.
Call it 3rd down and 2 from the 50. 8:35 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Going to graduate a couple of McLeod kids off the line. Did you catch the feature with the McLeod kids with Doug? And
yeah,
that was nice. Very nice.
It really was. On 3rd down and 2. And it's Hobbs coming in motion. Gets the 1st down inside the 45 of Frontier. And the drive will continue.
Hobbs had lost 6 yards on his first carry in the first half. That's his first carry of the second half. And give him about 9 on that one. So a couple carries for David, 3 yards on the ground for him. And the Warriors doing exactly what they did with the first possession of the second half. Nice little drive going here, keeping it on the ground, running some clock.
From the 43, 1st down and 10. Hobbs lined up on the left. He'll come in motion. He will take it.
David Hobbs on a carry.
And Hobbs unable to work himself free. He was able to gain maybe a yard or two. It'll be 2nd down and long.
We'll give him a couple. Grenier Again, the leading ground gainer, 17 carries, 65 yards, needed 45 for 1,000. There goes the trophy. So
here comes the trophy. Yeah, these teams compete. Frontier
shouldn't be wearing gloves.
Yeah, like white gloves, right?
Right.
Really, the guys that hold the Stanley Cup, you know.
Yeah.
Be second down and 9 coming up. Yeah, these schools compete for a trophy every year. And Frontier has held it the last couple of years. Mohawk, though, has held it recently. Frontier held it for 2 decades.
22 years before Mohawk got it back. Had it 3 of the last 7 years.
Walker rolling out to right on second down and long, and he's able to bring it. Where'd Ryan go? Oh, gain of a couple. Down near just outside the 40-yard line, 3rd and long.
Look how big that trophy is. It's got a big square bottom on it. That thing sat at Frontier for 22 straight years. I imagine that the dust ring around that thing by the time they actually had to pick it up and move it to Mohawk.
Yep.
Had Mohawk know where to put it.
Yeah. Where did we used to keep this?
We got a spot for it, I thought.
We used to, ask the custodian. He might remember where we used to keep this thing. It's been a while.
They did get it 3 times in the last 7 years, so battled back a little bit, but today we knew.
Walker on the quarterback keeper brings it inside the 40, down to the 37. 4th down coming up. They've been very successful on 4th downs. 2 for 2 here in the second half. I'm sure they'll go here.
Yeah, running the ball and again keeping everything on the ground. Playing keep away from the Red Hawks. The Red Hawks had 29 points in the first half. Now they got 36. So the 1 touchdown here in the second half. 6 minutes to play. Not a lack of effort by the Red Hawks, just the Mohawk Warriors keeping possession of the football pretty much the whole half here.
4th and 3 here.
Yeah, they moved.
Yep, they flinched. And we're going the other way. We'll go against the Warriors, so from 4th and say 3 or 4 to 4th and close to 9.
4th penalty of the game against the Warriors. 30 yards in penalties against them. The Red Hawks just that 1 penalty, the block in the back for 15 yards. Not a lot of penalties in this one. Not bad. 5 penalties total.
4th down and long. We'll see if this changes the play call for Doug McLeod.
Look how close they are in the box. Throw it.
Hobbs comes in motion. They pitch it to him. Hobbs will try the right side. Nope. That did not work. That had no chance of working. Hobbs gets triple teamed, and they turn it over on downs, and now Frontier with 5:18 to play in the game. We will see who will come out.
Well, not a huge lead, not the 50-to-something lead we thought they might have at this point. We were thinking second half we'd see some clean jerseys and some fresh guys out there. We may still here with the 36-12 lead, but not as big as we thought it might be. We do see some new guys filtering in there.
Yep. Landry has come off.
Garrett DeForest is in.
Yeah, we're going to see probably Blight will be out there at fullback.
Here's Cole Price. Oh, Price on the line here, right?
Yep. First down from the 45-yard line. It's going to be Garrett DeForest, and he is driven down, and he's going to lose a few yards. Well, I think next year, Sean, based on what we saw that run by Hildreth when he nearly took it to the house, how fast he is, I'm thinking an offense built like the old Greenfield offense during the 90s, mid-90s with Bergeron. A lot of quarterback draws, that kind of thing. I mean, he shows what he can do.
Play to your strength. Again, you're losing 3 solid backs, and I'm not sure what they've got coming up, but nobody with any experience at least.
They go to the pistol formation. And taking it on the right side is Steve Wordley. And he breaks free on the right side. He's gone. He is going to take it all the way. 57 yards, touchdown, and I believe he ties Aaron Landry.
Well, here again, yeah, he's over 100 yards also. Aaron Landry, 101 now. Landry came in with 1 more touchdown on the season than Worthley, and now Worthley, Stevens got his 3rd touchdown. Landry had 17, tack on 2 more to 19, and Worthley came in with 16. That's his 3rd one, 19 for him. Bryce Dobis tacked one on as well. He's got 11 on this season, but pretty symmetrical for those 2 guys to finish with the exact same amount of touchdown runs if it ends up that way.
Their senior years, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Worthley, who's probably still gasping for breath a little bit, he is going to hold for Matt Hildreth on the conversion kick. Placement down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:32 to play in the football game on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne scoreboard. Frontier 43 and Mohawk 12.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
Cam Lococo on the return for Mohawk. Warriors ball 1st and 10 from the Mohawk 32-yard line.
All right, Bryant kicks off to Mohawk. They bring the ball back to the 32-yard line. 1st down and 10 for them. 4:27 to play, and Frontier rolling to victory number 9 on the season. They're going to finish their season at 9-2. Only blemishes, an overtime loss at Greenfield, and a loss at Holyoke in the Western Mass title game against a great Wacona team. That's not a bad season.
Greenfield, one of the few games that Frontier did not have a 100-yard rusher in the game. We talked about the 200-yard rushers and the multiple 100-yard rushers, but they did not have a 100-yard rusher in the game against Greenfield.
Yeah, Greenfield did a fine job that night.
Yeah, overtime win, 22-20, and Greenfield struggled there in the middle, but they've come on strong as well.
All right, 1st down and 10 for Mohawk. And they're going to do a halfback option. There's a lollipop, and that nearly got picked off in the secondary. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Yeah, that was a floater thrown into double, almost triple coverage, and actually it was the linebacker that had the best shot at the football. It was Dobis back there.
Yeah, that was freshman Cam Lococo trying to air that one out.
The coverage for the Redhawks. 2nd and 10.
We might see Lococo a little bit out of the backfield tonight. He didn't have a carry, but he does attempt the team's first pass attempt, 4 minutes and 21 to play. The quarterback has not thrown the ball, Ryan Walker, excuse me.
Power I formation. We'll see who that ball carrier was when they get up out of the pile. Yeah, still can't say.
Yeah, it's
I think that was Ship. Yeah, it wasn't Jordan Grenier. Yeah, that was Shippey. Yeah, it was not Jordan Grenier. And now Shippey will come off the field. It's been replaced. 3:53 to play. Frontier cruising 43-12. Tailback this time is Jordan Grenier. Out of the power I on 3rd down. And Jordan runs right into the heart of the Frontier D and gets pulled back.
Jordan Grenier on the carry.
For momentum, got him a yard. 4th down at about 5 now.
And obviously the Warriors will go here again with 3:22 to play in the game. And if they turn this over on downs, that'll be about the ball game there.
Yep. Frontier will be able just to run a little over 3 minutes to play here. The clock will stop on the
Depends if coach decides to take his timeouts on the other side. If they don't convert here, does he hold and use the timeouts, try to get the ball back for one last shot? Just under 3 minutes now to play. 43-12, Frontier.
Cam Lococo comes in motion, back to passes. Walker, he is sacked. He got papped, and it's Blight, and actually Blight took the worst of it. He looks like he hurt himself on that sack.
He caught his shoulder, yeah. You could kind of see as he came in, he was twisted a little, but he's okay. He's holding that right arm a little gingerly, but yeah, it came in just kind of in an awkward angle and kind of might have tweaked his shoulder there a little bit. Let's see if he's going to come off, take his helmet off, and they'll take a look at him and see exactly what it was. But he got back there quick. He was wrapped around the quarterback. It looked like he was just a little awkward in his position. Might have been a shoulder. Yeah, he's holding his shoulder there.
Holding his shoulder, yeah. I think he's okay, though. And a timeout on the field. We'll take the break. 2:48 to play. It's Frontier 43 and Mohawk 12 back after this on Bear Country.
Again, right after the completion of the game, will present the captains of the winning team with the trophy that has been awarded for many years for this rivalry. And then we'll award the MVPs for each team. Mike Gaffigan Award for the Mohawk MVP and Tim Dash Award for the Red Hawk MVP.
All right, back here in South Deerfield in the RP Allen Insurance broadcast booth, and some new Frontier players and some starters still out there. I see Bryce Dobitz is still out there. McMillan is on the right side, and McMillan's going to take this.
Ito McMillan on the carry.
And Ito McMillan with a nice gain, actually.
About 9 on that carry.
Yeah, he's one of the future guys. He's a sophomore. He'll be back next year.
Gain of,
I'll give him about 7 or 8 there. Second down coming up.
Red Hawks, you would assume, are not going to use timeouts to stop the clock here. They'd let the clock run and do not need to score, obviously. Up 43-12.
Hildreth under center. And the pitch now to DeForest on the right side, and Garrett down to the 15-yard line. They'll stop the clock to set the chains. 2:11 to play. I think they'll probably run one more real play from scrimmage and then start taking these, although they might just try to score here.
I don't know. You know, we've seen the Red Hawks put up some big points. And, you know, we talked about the 50-point mark. And, you know, in this game, we really felt that the Red Hawks might score that by mistake. It's at 43 now, and by design, it would be 50 if they get there.
Pitch goes to McMillan, runs into a wall of tacklers, and then he goes down back at the 15-yard line.
Brady McLeod.
1:37 to play. In addition to the trophy presentation of the winning team, which of course will be Frontier here tonight, they'll also have the Memorial MVP awards for each team. The Mike Gaffigan Memorial Award for the Mohawk MVP, and the Tim Dash Memorial Award for the MVP from Frontier. So we'll have that on our post-game show. Pitch goes back to DeForest. He's in big trouble, picks it up, and Mohawk is waiting for him. Then DeForest on the right side makes a nice gain inside the 10, and a flag came at the very end of the play.
Coming back, that's holding against the Red Hawks, and as you said, Jeff, they could have taken a knee. They decided to pitch the ball to DeForest, bobbled it in the backfield, and almost broke it around the outside. That's where the hold was, so that's going to come back 10 yards against the Red Hawks, and 1 minute and 8 seconds here to play. They can take a knee out of this if they choose, and just do that a couple of times. It's going to be third down here, right? Second down or third? Let's see.
It's going to be second down after they mark them back.
Yeah, so they can just take a knee here if they want to. Clock is rolling, 105.
Red Hawks. Second down at 18.
Again, you know, Doug McLeod ran against me up 12 runs, you know. That guy stealing bases, you know, hey.
And they are running a play, and it's Garrett DeForest, and he brings it down back inside the 25-yard line. Inside the 20 to the 19, 42 seconds left.
How aggressive do you want to be here? There's
and
a
timeout is called by who? No, it's an official's timeout.
Oh, so
one of the officials called for the EMS to go to the Mohawk side of the field. Yeah, they have I see now. There's an injured player over there.
I couldn't imagine a coach was taking a timeout in that situation on either side.
For a second, I thought Frontier called a timeout.
EMS is going to go over and see there's a Mohawk warrior sitting on the bench. We didn't see what happened to that young man.
So the clock is now back in motion. 30 seconds left, and looks like Frontier will now just take. Yeah, they've gone to victory formation. Yeah, they're like a machine. Very, very business-like performance here tonight. And they get the victory. 43-12 is our final. Frontier over Mohawk. Stay tuned. Our post-game show next on Bear Country 95.3.
If we can have the Frontier captains come forward and accept the winning trophy.
And there you go, the Frontier Red Hawks. Just received their trophy. It's actually been at the school after their victory the last couple of years.
Congratulations to the Red Hawks.
And now players of the game.
The winner of the Mike Gaffigan Memorial Award, the most valuable player for the Warriors. Trophy sponsored by the Shelburne Falls Eagles. Number 32, Jordan Grenier. Congratulations, Jordan.
Good choice there.
Absolutely. Eclipsed 1,000 yards.
And the winner of the Tim Dash Memorial Award for the most valuable player for the Red Hawks, sponsored by the Polish Club of South Deerfield, is number 79, Matt Carlson. Congratulations, Matt.
Wow, very nice. Very nice.
Alignment.
Give some love to the big old guy.
Yeah.
Nah, very nice.
Doug McLeod comes over and congratulates him. Nicely done.
Very nice.
So Carlson for Frontier, Grenier for Mohawk are players of the game.
Congratulations to both winners and to the Red Hawks, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you for your support all season long.
The Frontier Red Hawks' largest margin of victory this season was over the Athol Red Raiders, 49-17. This is their largest margin of victory, winning this one tonight, 43-12, and it was just getting better as the season went on for the Red Hawks. Again, they would go up in the Berkshires and meet a real tough team up there in the playoffs. But other than that, what a great season for the Red Hawks. Again, that one loss at Greenfield, the overtime game. Greenfield was playing some real good football back then, and a big win for them at the time. And the only thing that kept them from being undefeated right up through the end of the playoffs, and another win here tonight at home. 7-0 at home, the Red Hawks were this year. And again, we just enjoyed watching these fellas. And a couple of these guys back, Hildreth, I'm looking forward to seeing. But those running backs, I'll tell you what, Landry, Worthley, Dobis, be three guys we never see, or at least for a while again, three guys like that in the backfield running the ball the way they did.
Frontier with a decisive victory, 43-12 over Mohawk. We will put a wrap on this one and look forward to Greenfield at Turner's Falls tomorrow morning. We'll do that next right here on Bear Country 95.3.
Financial support for FCAT's coverage of local high school sports provided by Leader Home Centers, your hometown home center with 5 locations to serve you in Amherst, South Deerfield, Barrie, Greenfield, and Brattleboro, Vermont, or online at leaderhome.com. Visit them for all your building material needs. Raymond Financial Services, LLC. Take charge of your financial future. Insurance, investments, and benefits for individuals and employers. Attorney Daniel Graves, Esquire. In addition to being Deerfield's town moderator, Dan's a practicing attorney. Call his Greenfield office at 773-8706 for all your legal needs.
Albert Bialin Insurance broadcast booth at Frontier Regional. We've gone final here, 43-12. Red Hawks win it. So ultimately, after it was close there for a while, Sean, it ended up being the decisive victory that we thought of. Mohawk, they were willing, but they were unable.
That really is the case, and you really have to applaud the effort in the second half. You look at the scoreboard, 29-6, and things had kind of started to fall apart for them a little bit. They did some really good things in the first half, obviously not enough to compete, but hey, come out, win the third quarter, and they had almost a 10-minute long drive, and they ate up the clock, and again, they're doing the best thing, keeping the Red Hawks off the board by possessing the football as long as they did. If the Red Hawks had the ball a couple more times, they probably would have scored a couple more times, but Warriors, nice job eating up the clock in the third and again in the fourth quarter. They did get a touchdown to make it a little bit closer. Ultimately, again, I don't know how many times the Red Hawks were in third down this year, but I'll bet you they scored the majority of their touchdowns on first and second down. If you went back and looked, and that's just how good this team is. And again, there was really not going to be much of an opportunity for the Warriors today. Again, applaud the effort, applaud some of the positive things that they did, and certainly the second half. Did they win the second half? Maybe they didn't win it, but they certainly played a good game, and they kept Frontier from really blowing this thing apart.
Bittersweet, though, for Red Hawk fans, even for us as broadcasters, Sean. These Frontier seniors, we've seen them for the last time. And I know a lot of the focus and attention goes to the guy that flipped the stat sheets, but we have seen Stephen Worthley, Aaron Landry play football for the final time at Frontier Regional.
Yeah, again, it was just a team that you always got what you expected. And, again, coming into this one, really, the only way Mohawk was going to win this is if Frontier showed up and thought they'd already won the game, and just didn't give that effort. You don't see that happen from this Frontier Red Hawk team ever. So we knew the effort would be there. They would be excited about it. And they did what they did all year long. Landry, I think he had 101 yards, and those were all in the first half, 5 carries. I don't think he had a carry in the second half at all.
Yeah.
Stephen Worthley ended up with 15 for 128, busted that big one at the end. 3 touchdowns for Worthley, 2 for Landry. Another one for Dobis, so he finishes with 11. Both Landry and Worley finished with 19 touchdowns apiece. So symmetrically, that works out pretty good. A couple 1,000-yard backs, a couple big scorers. And, again, next year it's going to be the Matt Hildreth show. Next year, from what we can see, what they've gotten, unless there's a couple of backs coming up that we don't know about, Matt Hildreth is going to take control. And he throws effectively. He runs fast. And they're going to run, I think, an offense more around him next year when you lose 3 guys like these.
43-12 our final score. Our players of the game, of course. We're going to give one for each team. We'll go along the lines of what we just saw on the field there. The big guy, the lineman, of course, Matt Carlson, playing his final game as well. He was named the player of the game, the Tim Dash Memorial Awards. He'll get the MVP. And on the other side, he went over 1,000 yards on his career. Jordan Grenier, heck of a season for him this year.
Yep, nice job there. And, it was nice to see some of the other seniors, too. Brandon Truswell, he ended up with that strip sack and the touchdown. And, big play for him in his senior year, his last game. We saw some really good individual efforts from a lot of guys. But Landry and these fellas were just not going to be denied today here on their home field. Mohawk had competed, as we said, 3 of the last 7, which is a pretty good run for the Warriors in this series. And now it's going to be 3 in a row now for the Red Hawks, and they're back on a little winning streak here.
Yep, the trophy stays in South Deerfield. The guys have it right down there. It's going to go right back in the trophy case here as they win it 43-12. Sean, we're right back at it tomorrow morning. Turners Falls High School, the green and the blue. It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. There were so many years where we knew going in Greenfield just had the dominant team. Kind of like tonight, we kind of knew Frontier, for Mohawk to be in this game was going to be a tall task. And for years we had that on Turkey Day morning with Turners Falls and Greenfield. We always kind of hoped Turners could hang around and maybe pull one out, and they would every decade or so. But, the run they've been on now, they won the 7 straight games over 6 years, 6 Thanksgivings in a row, plus the regular season game. And Greenfield comes in this year early in the season, beats Turners for the first time in a while. That had to feel good for them, and no doubt that they want to come back and do that again, sweep that season series, and start their own winning streak back up, put that at 2. But right now, the Indians have had the best of them.
Yeah,
and
it's not going to come easy.
It's not going to be easy in either team, really. It's going to be a fun game. There's going to be some scoring. There's going to be they're going to throw the ball, both teams. They are. It's just going to be fun to watch.
Pre-game begins at 10:15, 10:30 kickoff live from Turners Falls High School. Our final score for the final time tonight here in South Deerfield on the CarQuest of Greenfield, South Deerfield and Shelburne scoreboard. Frontier Red Hawks 43, the Mohawk Warriors 12. For Sean Hubert and for Dave Reno, I'm Jeff Terrell. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.